Well, I thought that I would do a follow-up video on the topic of motivation, because it is an important question, and it is an important topic. Everyone who wakes up will encounter this dropping away of motivation. And the reason that it happens is actually very simple. What you value change. What you value will change as you wake up. What you used to value is suddenly revealed to you as as being foolish, childish. Perhaps is childish the best description. But it is a product of society. It is a social it's a social value system that you have been indoctrinated into. You see, at least in the Western world, and no, I think if it's global, I think it's global now. But we are brought up in a system where we, as young children, society will strap a stick onto our back, and then it will tie a carrot just in front of our nose. And we don't know that that is what is happening. And then society tells us that you have to chase this carrot. It's a beautiful metaphor for what is actually going on. And when you awaken, you see that. You see it so clearly that you will never, ever reach the carrot. That is, that you will never, ever reach a point of fulfillment, of satisfaction. So the Rolling Stones were absolutely correct when they sang, "I cannot get any satisfaction. I can't get any satisfaction. I can get no satisfaction." So that is the big lie. But as a motivational force, as long as nobody calls out the lie, as a motivational force, it is strong. Hoping, 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 hoping. The suffering that lies within that is that when we are hoping to reach a point of fulfillment. That means that what is not satisfactory. What is an obstacle. So when we live like that, we are living with a conflict within ourselves. A conflict between where we want to be and what is. That is filled with suffering, sadness, stress, disappointment. I think it was Jim Carrey that once said that I wish that everybody would get a chance to become rich so that they could discover that that is not it. So true, so true. There are no escaping that feeling that every moment is an obstacle. And that sensation, that colors everything that you do. Because very rarely are your actions filled with fun, filled with joy, filled with laughter, filled with creativity. Because what you do is you are trying to overcome this obstacle. So you're pushing it. There are no cooperation with reality. And that is what is creating the discontent. So there are no escaping this. Or that is not entirely true. Because when you start to awaken, you will start to escape this. But the result is that what previously was motivating you, that will drop away. And then you will discover that awakening is a huge disappointment to the ego. And there will be a period where you get confused and you will encounter doubt. Is this it? Is it it? Is this it? Sitting here like a vegetable? This cannot be it. And you will have a very hard time motivating yourself. And every time you try to motivate yourself, you will very often discover that the old kind of motivation just recreates itself. But that is quite normal, and it is to be expected when awakening happens. And that is important that you understand that. This old kind of motivational force based upon the feeling of lack, it drops away. And you have to rediscover a new motivational force. But it is a motivational force that has always been there. But it has been covered up by the striving of the ego. And this other motivational force that you have to cultivate is curiosity. Existence is curious. Existence is flowing. Existence is free flowing. It is on a journey, on a what can we call it? It is an adventure. Existence is an adventure. The universe is on an adventure, and you are part of that. So make your life an adventure, so that every moment is infused by creativity and curiosity. And what that means is that even though if what you do does not become a so-called success, it doesn't matter, because you have had a lot of fun doing it. That is the way out of the darkness. And don't worry if the old kind of motivation recreates itself. You will recognize it, and you will say, no, that's not what we are doing anymore. I will not be playing that game. That's a fool's game. And have patience with yourself. The old kind of motivational force is a very deep-seated habit. And it has to be washed out of the system. And you can do that. We will do that together. That's why I am making these videos. We will recreate the universal motivational force within the human being. And we will enjoy ourselves whilst we are doing it. And you are invited on this exploration. I have a wonderful example. I think it was perhaps 7 or 8 years ago. I was in Amsterdam, in Holland, and I was about to take a plane back to Denmark. So I was at Schiphol airport in Amsterdam. And in the hall where the security check was being done, and this was during a quite busy time, and there were a lot of people there. And normally in an airport where this security check is being done, and especially during rush hours, there is a lot of stress. But I remember it so clearly that one of the security workers, he was a magnificent example of this ability to lift a job that other people would consider being uninteresting, but he lifted this job to new heights, and it was marvelous to observe him. He was speaking very loud, but very calmly, and he was inviting, and he was directing people. There is space over there. Go over there, please. And while when people were passing by him, he would talk directly to them, joyfully. And we were in this hall with hundreds of traveling people, and he filled the entire room with his presence and his joyful way of being an expression of that job. And he calmed everyone down. It was pure magic, this gentleman, what he was doing. It was absolutely pure magic. And he was a wonderful example of this ability to become a very special presence and touching other people, not physically, but touching them. He was a wonderful example. So, I just wanted to make this follow-up video on motivation. And I will definitely come back to this topic in a later video. I hope you can use this. I hope that it will help you if you are stuck. You don't have to be stuck. Creativity, curiosity, it's all within you. Now go be curious. Start an adventure. Living is an adventure. And no, you do not have to travel on first class. That's actually boring. Take care and stay safe. I love you.